Giving a boost to the Indian Air Force and the country's security, first batch of 5 Rafale fighter jets from France to land at Ambala Air Force Station today. All the security arrangements in place around the Ambala Air Force Station. Prime Minister Modi to join the stakeholders from the banks and the non-banking financial companies today to discuss vision and the roadmap for future. A host of issues like credit products, financial empowerment through technology, prudential practices for stability and sustainability of the financial sector to be deliberated upon. World Tiger Day being observed today. On the eve of the day, the Union Environment Minister Prakash Javadekar releases 4th detailed report of the All India Tiger Estimates 2018. Says India now in a leadership role in tiger conservation. LIDAR survey technology to be used for the first time for effective fodder and water augmentation in the forest area. COVID-19 recovery cases in India continue to rise as over 9.52 lakh patients cured and discharged. The case fatality rate further improves to 2.25%. The global COVID-19 cases rise over 16.8 million with 6.62 lakh deaths. United States leads the chart with near 4.5 million cases and over 1.52 lakh deaths. The flood situation eases a little in Assam after a gap in the rainfall in the past few days. The number of affected districts comes down to 21 and the number of affected villages also comes down. In Bihar, flood situation continues to be grim in 12 districts with few more blocks becoming inundated. The SDRF and the NDRF teams engaged in relief and rescue work. Hello and good morning. You're watching Doordarshan News with me, Nancy Kohli. Our top story: India is all ready to welcome the first batch of the 5 Rafale jets in Ambala today. The 5 best in their class fighter jets is the first tranche of 36 planes bought by India from France in a 59,000 crore rupee intergovernmental deal in 2016. 10 aircraft have been delivered so far. 5 will stay back in France for the training mission. All 36 aircraft will be delivered on schedule by the end of 2021. Here's a report.
The Rafale is one of the world's most sophisticated fighter jets, and 5 of them arrive in India on Wednesday, adding to the country's air power capabilities, sending a clear signal to all adversaries. The 5 Rafale fighter jets took off for India on Monday morning from Dassault Aviation Facility in Marignac Air Base in French port city of Bordeaux. All 5 aircraft reached the UAE after travelling for a few hours. On Wednesday, they will land at Ambala Air Base in Haryana.
पूरे भारतवर्ष के लिए खुशी का मौका है। जिस दूरदर्शिता से राफेल का ये लेने का फैसला किया गया और उसको अंजाम दिया गया और बाकी भी हवाई जहाज जल्दी आएंगे, ये लोगों को विश्वास है। आज देश के हर नागरिक को गर्व है कि हमारी रक्षा के बारे में जो जागरूकता है और रक्षा के बारे में जो तैयारी है, उस पे लोगों को नाज है।
Adequate security arrangements have been made around the Ambala Air Force Station.
सिक्योरिटी के पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से अम्बाला पुलिस हमेशा तत्परता से तैयार है और किसी भी प्रकार की सिक्योरिटी में लैप्स तो पहले से ही बर्दाश्त नहीं है, लेकिन राफेल के संबंध में पहले से ही प्रशासन की तरफ से चिट्ठियां जारी हैं कि पक्षियों को दाना नहीं डालना है, नो फ्लाई जोन, नो ड्रोन जोन एरिया है, और पहले भी आपको पता है कैंट एरिया तो वैसे ही सेंसिटिव है, इसलिए वहाँ पे ड्रोन तो वैसे ही अलाउड नहीं है। यदि कोई उसकी वायलेशन करेगा तो उसके खिलाफ अभियोग भी अंकित होगा।
The IAF pilots flying these aircraft have undergone extensive training, which included air-to-air refueling, which was successfully carried out with the help of a special French Air Force tanker en route to the UAE. After completing the 7,000-kilometer journey, they will officially be inducted into the Indian Air Force as part of the number 17 Squadron, also known as the Golden Arrows. The Rafale is capable of carrying a range of potent weapons. European missile maker MBDA's Meteor Beyond Visual Range Air-to-Air missile and Scalp cruise missile will be the mainstays of the weapons package. Rafale fighter jets will give India a strategic edge over the enemy.
Rafale is a very extremely versatile aircraft. What makes it unique is the array of armament and the payloads that it can carry, the combat radius that it operates on, and the types of avionic that are installed on that aircraft. So all these things make it a very formidable aircraft in the skies of this subcontinent. No air force in this subcontinent carries this capability on board.
In September 2016, India and France signed a 59,000 crore rupee deal for 36 Rafale jets. The jets had several enhancements made to India's specifications. In October last year, Defence Minister Rajnath Singh accepted the first Rafale manufactured by Dassault Aviation. He also saw for himself the Rafale's immense capabilities from the sky. With Sudhir Yadav and Nandita Dagar in Delhi, News Night Desk, DD India.
And our correspondent Nandita Dagar is in Ambala and reports on the eagerly awaited arrival of the first Rafales.
Here at Ambala city, section 144 has been imposed. Videography and photography has been prohibited. Even drones are not allowed because the Ambala Air Force Base is eagerly awaiting, not just Ambala, the entire country. India is awaiting the arrival of the first 5 Rafales from France, and they took off on Monday from France. They had a brief stopover in UAE, and today, that is Wednesday, 2 p.m. in the afternoon, approximately 2 p.m. they are supposed to land here at the Ambala Air Force Base. Air Chief Marshal R.K. Bhadoria, the Air Force Chief, is likely to receive these fighter jets. Now these fighter jets can prove to be a significant game changer for India as far as its war readiness is concerned, because these Rafales are armed with Meteor Beyond Visual Range missiles, Scalp air-to-ground cruise missiles with impeccable lethality. Also, they are armed with Hammer precision-guided kits, which can actually target bunkers, tanks, subterranean bunkers, all of these with pinpoint accuracy and lethality. The Rafales will add significant teeth to India's operational readiness because they are capable of taking off from high altitude air bases such as our air bases in Ladakh. With camera person Smriti in Ambala, this is Nandita Dagar for DD News.
Prime Minister Modi will join stakeholders from the banks and the NBFCs to discuss and deliberate on vision and the roadmap for future today evening. The topics on the agenda include credit products and efficient models for delivery, financial empowerment through technology, prudential practices for stability and sustainability of the financial sector. The banking sector plays an important role in contributing to India's economic growth through financing infrastructure, agriculture, local manufacturing, including the MSMEs. Financial inclusion can play a big role in financial empowerment through technology. The senior officers from the government will also be a part of the interaction. Global Tiger Day is being celebrated today to spread awareness and promoting tiger conservation. Leading from the front, India met its global commitment of recovering its wild tiger populations 4 years earlier. India's tiger population now stands at 2,967, which is 70% of the global tiger population. Here's all you need to know in this report.
Around the world, 29th of July is celebrated as Global Tiger Day to create awareness about the tiger conservation and protection of natural habitat of tigers. This day acts as a reminder of agreement signed by countries at St. Petersburg Tiger Summit in Russia in 2010 to raise awareness about decline of global tiger population. At present, India has around 70% of the tiger population in 13 tiger range countries in the world, owing to its long history of conserving the species through Project Tiger, with 2.21% of the country's geographical area spread out in 50 tiger reserves in 18 states. Under the stewardship of Project Tiger, the initial numbers of 9 tiger reserves with 18,278 square kilometers has now expanded to 50 tiger reserves with a total area of 72,749 square kilometers spanned across 18 tiger range.
We started Project Tiger in 1973 with 9 reserves, but we have gone up to 50 tiger reserves at present. Very recently, 4 tiger reserves have been added. The coverage has gone up to 72,000 square kilometer under tiger coverage. And when any area, national park, sanctuary, which is upgraded to tiger reserve, it enjoys highest degree of protection under the Wildlife Protection Act. Besides this, investment in tiger conservation has gone up. Earlier, we used to spend around 150 to 175 crores. Now it has more than doubled.
Despite a human population of 1.3 billion and having one of the fastest growing economies, India has not compromised on its conservation ethos and commitment for successful tiger conservation.
People need to be engaged very intensively and brought into the whole conflict mitigation model to ensure that they have a greater buy-in into whatever is being done, and also towards tigers being present. Foot soldiers who actually lead conservation in this country are provided better equipment, more knowledge and more facilities to actually deliver the duties well.
Keeping in view Government of India's Make in India and Digital India initiatives, the Smart Patrolling Protocol M-Stripes, which is monitoring system for tigers, intensive protection and ecological status, has been scaled up to an Android platform and has been extended to all 50 tiger reserves. 4 new tiger reserves in the biodiversity rich areas of Arunachal Pradesh, Assam, Maharashtra and Uttarakhand were notified as tiger reserves, and currently 3 are in pipeline. Tiger conservation priority has synchronized pace with the development agenda of the country and the region, so that tiger conservation is mainstreamed and the tiger is not seen as a drag on development. India has also set an exemplary achievement by doubling its tiger numbers 4 years before the global target. After doubling up their numbers in just 12 years, India has added another feather in the campaign to save tigers. India's tiger estimation for the year 2018 has entered the record books as it was awarded the Guinness World Record for being the largest camera-trapped wildlife survey. From 2006 to 2018, an annual growth rate of 6% in tiger population has been observed. Since 2006, 3 cycles have been completed in 2010, 2014 and 2018, which have shown a steady rise in tigers' numbers. Camera traps were placed in 26,838 locations across 141 different sites and surveyed an effective area of 1,21,337 square kilometers. In total, the camera traps captured 3,48,58,623 photographs of wildlife, 76,651 of which were tigers and 51,777 were leopards. The remainder were other native fauna. From these photographs, 2,461 individual tigers, excluding cubs, were identified using stripe pattern recognition software. Apart from the unprecedented camera trap usage, the 2018 Status of Tigers in India assessment also conducted extensive food surveys. The assessment was carried out over 3 phases, with the various data set then combined to be extrapolated via statistical computation, which informed the final result published in the survey report. India's stellar role in Project Tiger showcases its commitment and leadership in the international arena when it comes to tiger conservation. It also reflects a textbook example of Atmanirbharta achieved through Sankalp Se Siddhi in tiger conservation. With cameraman Loknath, this is Taposh Bhattacharya, DD India, Delhi.
And let's now hear this message from the Union Environment Minister Prakash Javadekar on Global Tigers Day 2020.
Today is National Tiger Day. We all Indians must be proud of having world's largest tiger population. 70% of the world tigers are in India. And let me tell you that we had only 10 reserves 50 years ago. Now we have 50. And we are taking up new initiatives like new standard operating procedure for orphaned cubs, displaced cubs, injured and old tigers. We take special care of all these sections. And more importantly, we are providing leadership to the world. Not only giving training, but sharing best experiences. M-Stripe app is developed with artificial intelligence power to scan 35 million images which were taken during the counting. Today, last count it was 2,967, and today we have more tigers in our country. Our Prime Minister has a vision for making our country biodiversity rich, and therefore we are today having more number of tigers, lions, elephants and all other biodiversity features.
And now focusing on the COVID-19 recovery cases in India that continue to rise as over 9.52 lakh patients have been cured and discharged so far. The active cases in the country now stands at 4,96,988, while 9,52,743 patients have been cured and discharged so far. 33,425 have died so far due to COVID. India's case fatality rate is progressively falling and currently is at 2.25%. India continues its march as a country with one of the lowest fertility rates in the world. And on to now the flood situation in Assam, which is seeing a slight improvement due to a little gap in the rainfall in the past few days. The number of districts affected by the floods have now come down to 21. At present, nearly 20 lakh people are still affected by the floods, while one more death has been reported due to drowning in the Golaghat district, taking the death toll to 204. The number of villages affected by the floods has also come down to 1,771, though the highest number of villages that are still submerged is 303 in Moregaon district. Yesterday, the State Chief Minister Sarbanand Sonowal visited the Brahmaputra River and Subansiri erosion sites in Lakhimpur district. He also took stock of the ongoing reconstruction work of the embankments in the district. And let's now go across to our correspondent Pridusmita, who is joining us from Guwahati this morning. Pridusmita, a news of respite that's coming in there from Assam. Some improvement is what we're getting to know. What's the latest that you can share?
Yes, Nancy, since there has been a little bit of stoppage in the rainfall since the past few days, and so there has been a little bit of improvement. However, since this is the monsoon season and Assam usually receives quite a good amount of rainfall, however, in the last 14 years, this year, the amount of rainfall that has Assam and its neighboring states have been receiving it's a little bit higher, as according to the Met Department, more than 16 centimeter of more rainfall have been recorded this time, and because of which the flood situation here has been more grim. However, since as expected, that rainfall has stopped for a little while. However, as according to the Met Department, there will be further heavy rainfall and thunderstorms in the coming days, and so maybe the things might get worse. But however, for now the things are better,
Okay.
and things are improving so far. And the inmates who were residing in the
Sure.
relief camps, they have been going back to their houses as the flood have been reduced so far, Nancy.
All right. All right. Thanks, Mridu Smita, very much for joining us and sharing those inputs. Thanks very much. And moving on now to our focus in Bihar, where the flood situation has further deteriorated as 30 panchayats of Samastipur districts have become flood affected. The number of flood affected districts has now risen to 12. Over 29 lakh people are facing the wrath of floods in the state. So far, 2.62 lakh people have been evacuated from the marooned areas. 26 relief camps and 800 community kitchens are being run in the affected areas. 26 teams of the SDRF and the NDRF are engaged in rescue and relief work. The water level of the Gandak River is still rising in Samastipur, Rosla and Khagadia. The Met Department has predicted moderate to heavy rainfall in Purnia, Kishanganj, Araria and Katihar during the next 24 hours. And taking a look now at the updates on COVID-19 from across the world, coronavirus has claimed the lives of over 6.63 lakh people worldwide, while more than 1.68 crore have contracted the infection so far. Over 1 crore people have recovered worldwide. The US and Brazil remain the worst affected in terms of COVID-19 infections and fatalities. The US has so far recorded over 44.98 lakh cases and over 1.52 lakh deaths, while Brazil has crossed the 24 lakh mark and recorded over 24.84 lakh infections, with a death toll surging past 88,000. Talking of the death toll worldwide, the US and Brazil are followed by the UK with over 45,878 fatalities, further followed by Mexico and Italy. And in some other news now, Bollywood's upcoming biopic of Shakuntala Devi, directed by Anu Menon, has been the talk of the town ever since its inception. Shakuntala Devi was popularly known as the human computer, and giving us insights into her life, Vidya Balan will be seen essing the role of Shakuntala Devi. Do watch an exclusive interview with the actress on both DD India and Doordarshan News. The interview will be broadcast this evening at 5:30 on Doordarshan News and 8 at night on DD India. And with that, it's a wrap on this edition of the news. Thanks for being with us.